What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Just a minute of silence when Roman Abramovich and his descendants shows how relevant they are. Can't the media shut the hell up? Can't the media shut the hell up? Any more questions? Chelsea got all the answers. Come on, Chelsea! What a moment. If you're really a Chelsea fan, I know you're really electrified by the brilliant performance of your football club. Who said man no day? Yes, there are men on the pitch, and the young boys are putting a brilliant, spectacular, exuberance of performance against the Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chelsea fans were really electrified, an absolute goal fist at Melano. Yes, Madueke hat-trick. Felix, the brilliant, leads the Blues to a 6-2 victory. We're going to review that game. We're going to relive all the magic that took place in today's game, analyze the key moments, and hear your point, hear your view on that brilliant performance. Yes, there is many more to come from these players. Those that did not believe, those that did not buy into the philosophy of these owners and the young manager who people call naive and inexperienced from the championship have put up a brilliant performance. But yet there is but in this game. We will look at the first leg, the first half, second half, individual players, brilliant performance from both sides. We'll look at everything. So if you are here with me, if you're really a Chelsea fan, this is the time for you to show your movement. We have 96 of you watching live on YouTube. It is time for you to be happy as a Chelsea fan. Where is the media? Any more questions? These young players got answers to all your questions that you're going to throw out for them. Time for Chelsea fans to be happy. We're going to get into it. Stephen G is here with me. We're going to analyze the game. Felix, brilliant performance. He scored a goal on his debut, and I supported this player. I told you, look, under Mauricio Pochettino's regime, it was ups and down. He wasn't settled, so he couldn't stay at the football club. We saw Felix there before Mauricio Pochettino came in. It didn't go well for Felix in his first time at Chelsea, but I knew he was going to perform very well in his second coming. He's shown it. It's right there. I know Wolves, the game was open. It was a game of end-to-end game. They were widely open, but Enzo Maresca tacticians realized that there was something wrong in my midfield and the defense. They were not connected. He fixed the whole issue. So 82 of you watching live on YouTube, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We got a lot to digest, a lot to talk about. If you're a Chelsea fan, this is your place to watch and your place to be, and listen to the analysis by Stephen G, who is in here right now behind the scenes, and he'll be joining us here in a second. So guys, so drop your likes on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We got more for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a second. Welcome back, folks, the joy within me is making me talk this way, but I'm very, very happy. People have really criticized this team. People have really criticized Enzo Maresca, the football, I mean, the owners of the football club, but this is the time to prove people wrong. And I know it is early days, it's just Wolverhampton Wanderers, but then we've seen glimpses, we've seen what this club, what these young players can offer on the good day. Steven, welcome back to the show.
Oh, bro, that first half was stressed. It's so stressful, that first half, man. But honestly, that second half, whatever he said at half time, it worked. I thought we looked better in defence in the second half, except from one or two moments. But you could definitely see the improvement from the first half. The attack was actually clinical for once, but I'm not getting carried away because we've been here before. And we've had games where we're clinical, and then from that, it's then gone downhill the next match. So I'm not getting too carried away. I still want a clinical striker. Bro, imagine this attack with a clinical striker on top of that, and then Jackson to come off the bench. Like, today was incredible in attack, yeah? But if you add, say, an Osimhen or Gyökeres, for example, yeah? Bro, that's mad. They do say the best form of defense is attack.
To attack.
Do they not?
Yeah, that's what they say.
I know. I was just making a point of like emphasizing it by saying, do they not? But bro, honestly, that first half was so stressful. And then whatever he said at halftime, bro, I said it. I don't know if I said it in our group or not. I said it somewhere else in my server though. I said whatever he said at halftime worked. Mm-hmm. Pochettino second half. Shocking every time, yeah? Maresca second half today was an absolute masterclass.
Brilliant.
And do you know what's funny?
No, tell me.
I think it was the commentator, right? I don't know if it was on my one. I didn't hear it on my broadcast that I was watching on. But they said that it's unfair that Chelsea are bringing like Nkunku and Felix off the bench. Bro, we can't help that our attacking depth off the bench is so strong. We can't help it.
You can't help it. I agree with you. We can't help it. And the numbers keep rising and rising. We have 79 of you watching live. I have pinned the link. Big up to you, Courtney, in the channel. Big up to you. Let me know what your thoughts are in today's game. Brilliant performance, brilliant display by these young players. It's only going to get better. Imagine how young these players are. And imagine giving them 2 seasons. They will cook, and the agility, the understanding, and the telepathy understanding will stick within them, and they will understand this philosophy. Keeping this manager for 2 seasons, there is still work to be done. But I believe that this team will go a long way. A long way, in my opinion. Guys, I have pinned the link. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your opinion. You're free to come on. Let me know your thoughts on it. Everybody gets a minute, 60 seconds each. We got 61 of you watching live on YouTube, and over 35 people watching live on X. So it is your time as the Chelsea fans for everyone to hear your voice and your thoughts on today's game, and what you think that is going to happen in the near future. Enzo Maresca, are you happy with his performance today? Are you happy with the attack, the midfield, the defense? Are you happy with Wesley Fofana's performance and the pair, Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill? What do you make of Harlow Modric, a.k.a. Micha, they call him? What do you make of it? Samuel, big up to you. Samuel joining us here. Let me know. Also, let me know where you are watching me from. Swedish said, okay, man. Start live. I am live. Phantom, big up to you, Phantom, of many topics. Let's get the hypes going. I want to hear from you. That is why I've pinned the link. Steven, is the link pinned? Yeah, it is pinned over there. It is pinned over there for you all to come on and have your seat. Let's get it going. Steven, let's look at the first half first. Whilst we wait for
just quick, right? I know it's a review of the Chelsea game against Wolves, yeah?
Yes, sir.
But Strasbourg are currently playing, and Chelsea loanee Andre Santos has put them 1-0 up.
Brilliant. Andrew Santos have put Chelsea up.
Strasbourg up 1-0.
Strasbourg up 1-0. Chelsea loanee Andrew
against
Santos.
Stade Rennes.
Yeah, and a few updates here also. Estavo William has been called for the Brazilian national team. A little bit
Mhm.
of
He
update.
also got 2 goals and 2 assists last night in about 60 minutes of football.
Right, right. Thank you very much.
And one last thing I want to add, right? This one is actually to do with the Chelsea Wolves game. After the game, Madueke was asked about Cole Palmer and him assisting his hat trick, as in Palmer assisted Noni's hat trick. He said, "He is cold and I am fire, so it mixes well. He has always got the ability to play the right pass at the right time, so it's brilliant." And then he says, "The system allows us to probe and keep possession higher up the pitch. Maybe in the first half it was a bit more end to end. Then we gained control in the second half."
That's brilliant. Stephen, let's look at the first half. Let's look at the first half. What did you notify in the first half that was not right, that Enzo Maresca has to change before he changed in the second half in terms of the midfield and the defense attack? When we have the 10 over, how we're so open and at the back. Stephen, take us through some of those
Yeah,
movements.
I can't exactly pinpoint it exactly, but one of the issues was that Caicedo, for example, was losing the ball quite cheaply in midfield, which then allowed them the ability to obviously counter Chelsea very quickly using their pace that they have in their team with the likes of Mateus Cunha, for example. And Chelsea were wide open in defence. I mean, you look at I think it was the first goal. You've got Gusto between two Wolves players. You've got Fofana there, you've got Colwell there, you've got Cucurella there, and no one's picking up the man at the back post. And then they just play it to him, and they get their goal from it because no one's picking up that man at the back post on the edge of the area. But yeah, the first half, we can all agree, very sloppy defensively and even in midfield. But look, people were saying we need to improve our defense. I'm not disputing that, right? I think definitely we could do with getting maybe one or two defenders potentially late in the window, but only the right player for the right price. I still want that clinical finisher like a Victor Osimhen or a Victor Gyökeres, for example.
Yeah, he's on
Because
scoring.
we all know Jackson, for example, isn't consistent enough with his finishing. So you can't rely on him week in, week out. But if you have someone who is an established senior player, has been clinical for a while now, a few seasons now, has played in Europe as well, and then you've got Jackson to come off the bench or even play out wide, perfect. That team would be ridiculous if we can sort out our defence. But I think I said to you at halftime, like, I think it's going to take a few more games for the defence to solidify, but we saw it in the second half. It was a lot more stable in the second half. I was surprised that Gusto stayed on. I really wanted him to come off at half-time because the ref was giving free kicks for everything and looked like he could send somebody off for Chelsea.
Okay.
But thankfully he didn't. But yeah, that's sort of my point of view on the first half. It was very sloppy, but Maresca identified whatever the issues were and he fixed them at half-time. And that's what you need your manager to do. You need your manager to be able to adapt to make these changes in the game. And that's exactly what he was able to do today. And it's the reason we got the win in the end, because it solidified our defence, didn't concede in the second half. I mean, if you look at it on a half-to-half basis, drew the first half 2-2, won the second half. You've got the score the wrong way around, by the way.
Was it?
You've got 6 under Wolves. I've just noticed.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I apologize for it was a mistake there. I was in a really hurry to get this thing going. So I apologize for the numbers flip the other way. I never intended
We all know
to
what
give
you
Wolves
mean. It's
6.
all right.
But I hope
just
you
not
guys
happened
know
to
what I
look
mean.
at it then.
Yeah, I hope you guys know what I mean. But thank you very much, Stephen G. In the Scala is all. Scala also in the building, guys. We have pinned the link right there. You are welcome. This is the People's Channel, the fun channel that is being open for everyone, every supporter. It doesn't matter where you are, the bottom of the table, the top of the table. This is your fun channel, and we give each and every one of you your time to have your say. So come on, have your say. Company said that haven't seen a manager that commands so much after halftime in a while. Absolutely. Enzo Maresca, even with 5 6 goals, he is still bringing on the likes of Felix and the others. So also Samuel said, big up Chelsea for game. Job blessing. Thank you very much, Samuel, for joining us here on the show. Feel free, guys. The channel, the People's channel, we are here. We got Manchester United fan, Scala, big up to you. And I'm I'm sure you did watch the game. Um, how did you see this game, Scala?
Yeah, I watched the whole game. I don't know why you think that I didn't watch. I watched from minute one.
You might
I
think you're
just
busy.
Yeah, no, I did watch the whole game. I just couldn't watch the second half, like 7 minutes. Then
Okay,
I caught from the 3-2 goal. So yeah, it was like coincidence. But yeah, man. I mean, look, this is a great result for you guys, and I always said that. I mean, I just looked at your list of attackers, and I think even like a couple of streams ago, I said like it's not that Chelsea will not score goals. It literally takes like two or three players in those list of attackers to have a good day, and today Madueke had that day. So I don't think scoring goals will be a problem for you. So I don't think you should be investing in a Osimhen or anyone like that. I still think you should get or go for a top class centre back in whatever days are left. But that's by the by. But about today, I think yeah. I mean, apart from the first half where couple of mistakes at the back, you guys were flawless, especially the second half. I mean, this Madueke and Cole Palmer, they were enough. Literally, both were enough to take apart Wolves. But I would do like to caveat these things by the fact that Wolves they literally lost all their best players and they haven't replaced with any of them. They are playing a left back who is not a left back,
okay,
and they are not really a. I mean, they're a decent team going forward, but they don't have like a decent midfield or even like a defense. So, but that's not Chelsea's problem. You guys had to do what you had to do. So we'll see
absolutely.
how and what Chelsea turns up against a semi-decent side. So yeah, I mean, but regardless of that, today was special, man, special for you guys, and we'll see. I mean, for me, the best goal was definitely the Felix goal. I mean,
What
I
a
mean, I've
banger!
mentioned this one.
What a
Yeah, I mean,
smash!
the way he finished, it was like almost like that's why I say there are footballers and there are natural footballers, and Felix is just natural. Everything is natural talent. You cannot teach that. The way he comes onto the ball and he doesn't even like puts power in it. It's just he places it, and even before the ball ends up in the back of the net, he's celebrating because he knows how good he is. So yeah, overall decent game. I think the only player which disappointed me on the Chelsea side was Enzo Fernandez. I mean, once again he gets past very easily by Eight Nouri, and last game also he was culpable. So I think that's issue you guys need to address. But apart from that, it was yeah, good day
It was Flores.
at the Black Country.
Yeah, it was okay. As Manchester United fan, this is a Manchester United fan. His name go by Scala. Yes, he is seeing the game in a different perspective. That is why this I said this platform is really open for everyone to come on and have a say. Without you guys, there's no need for us to create this. We want to have a conversation with you. We want to have interaction with you. We want to know how you felt watching that game. We got 61 of you watching live on YouTube, and we got 35 of you watching live on X. Wherever you're watching us from, remember the likes are very, very important. You drop your like on this stream, it'll help YouTube. That's why YouTube keep recommending the video to everyone. We hope that by the end of the stream, let's see if we can get 60 likes before we drop off from this glorious victory, flawless victory. If you play Mortal Kombat and you hit your opponent without opponent hitting you back or retaliating or whatever they want to say it, then it means it's a flawless victory. So if you are there, it is really open for you. The link is right there. Click on it. Come on the show. Come and talk to us. How you felt about your own team, and also please let me know where you're watching us from. We got 72 right now watching live on YouTube, and I know you guys haven't seen this victory in a long time. And I know how you guys feel about your football club. The Chelsea, Liverpool will be kicking off very, very soon. I know how you feel. So the door is open. It is open for everyone. Click on it. Come on. Blueclouds Media is not charging you. My name is Nee. I'm not charging you any penny to come and talk to me. I just want to hear from you. I just want you to tell me how you feel about this victory. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me the players that really, really, really makes you so happy when you watch Chelsea football team play. Thank you very much. Phantom of Mini Topic in the building again, and he said, "I'm still in the Chelsea family. I hope you better be. This is a victory that you
He did
cannot
also
turn
say if
down."
Chelsea lose to
Um,
Palace, then he's going on loan.
Aiden, yeah, absolutely. He said if just loses that. Aiden Blue, big up to you, Aiden Blue. He says a big up. First time here. Thank you very much, Aiden. This is a platform that we don't discriminate. We don't also disrespect people's comment. Your opinions are always respected because everyone has his own opinion. The way he sees the football game. You can be on your couch and watch a game. You can criticize. It's all accepted because you see something different that I don't see, but we have to come to an agreement and then probably debate about it. We don't fight over here. Everyone is welcome. No racism, no disrespectful, no we don't undermine people either. So you are welcome to our platform. With the numbers keep rising and rising and rising. We want to see if by the end of the stream we can be done. We can have at least 60 likes to close the stream today. So we are asking for your likes and your views and subscribe. Subscribe to the platform if you haven't. We're gonna go into the first half. Like I said, first half, lots of problems. Chelsea were losing the ball too many times, and most of them has to do with Enzo Fernandez. And not Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo did not have the best of game in the first half. But look, that's why we say tacticians read games and they set themselves up and then they come again. Second half, Enzo Maresca realized that his team was losing the ball too many times, and that's why they were conceding. So he made sure he closed that gap in the midfield. Teams were brilliant. Enzo Fernandez, why do I keep saying Enzo Fernandez? Moses Caicedo was a liability in the first half. But besides that, things were well, and Modric did not play well. Scala, you watched the first half. I'll come to Stephen. I know Stephen has a lot to flow on this channel. Stephen, Scala, you watched the first half. What do you make of Modric performance?
Yeah, man, Mudrik. I mean, look, that guy just reminds me of Rashford. I mean, he's if you take away his pace, he's got no footballing IQ. That's what he reminds me of. You asked me specifically about Mikhailo Mudrik, right? I mean, uh, that's my assessment. I mean, he had one good moment where he did two or three step overs and got away from the player, from the defender, but then he came back. But apart from that, I don't see any. I don't see him anything special. It's just pace. I mean, there is no like end product or any kind of footballing brain behind himself. He got overhyped because Arsenal and Chelsea were bidding him for him, and he was put on a pedestal where he doesn't belong, and it's showing out because I mean, even like last year I watched him. I mean, it doesn't scream anything special. I mean, when I look at all your other attackers, I can see like what others offer. Even before today, I wasn't convinced with Madueke, but today I watched this guy for the first time for a full game, and I can see, even when you guys won against us, if you remember Cole Palmer, you won 4-3. It was Madueke who took Dallo out on the outside and put a cross in, and from there, like you guys came back. So at least I can see with Madueke, yeah, he's got that thing at least, and you don't need to talk about Felix and Kunku and Cole Palmer and Jackson. But Mudrik, I'm not. I don't think even your manager is convinced. He just reminds me of Sterling. I think the manager feels like, because even when Sterling, he hasn't got like too much of a footballing brain. So yeah, man. I mean, look, and it was also. Don't you think like it was a big call to remove Nkunku, and who started for you last week? It was Nkunku and one more attacker, right? It must be. I don't know who
What
started.
against City?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Cole
Um,
Palmer was there. Was it Cole Palmer, Jackson, and Nkunku?
the only other change would have been Lavia because Lavia's got a slight injury.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, yeah. But on the attacking side,
The
like
attack
because
was the same. The attack, if I remember rightly, was the
Nkunku
exact
started, no?
same.
Last against City, and Nkunku was playing in the playing 11.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Scala. And just like you said, trying to find the right players that will play in that role. Stephen,
Yeah.
in your point of view, what do you make of Modric as a player himself, he still got a chance,
You
but
know what?
still
Yeah.
did not make much difference on the pitch.
Do you know what it is for me? You know, after the Civet game the other day, yeah,
Yes, sir.
Enzo Maresca was saying about his decision making, yeah.
Mhm.
The first few times, the first 3-4 times he got the ball, yeah, he actually made the right decision, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe he's got to show us what he can really do today. And then it just didn't happen for the rest of the half. But for a few little periods of time, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we might actually see what we paid for, basically. Right? Because you know how normally he just tries to run, yeah? He was actually making the right decision, like the right time to pass the ball to a teammate, yeah, to keep the attack flowing.
Yeah.
But the longer the half went on, the worse it got. And Maresca said, like, he took him off because he didn't like what he saw, basically. I think I just sent the quote in the group. I'll find it now. It's the second one here. Okay, so I'm loading this up now. So it says on why he subbed Mudryk, because I was not happy. In some moments, we can manage some situations better. He was working hard off the ball, but on the ball, I expect a bit more quality from Misha. He had some good moments today, but the reason why was to change it and give Pedro some minutes. He also said that overall, in terms of Noni Madueke, he said that Madueke overall, he was very good. The only thing he didn't like from Noni was that he gave the free kick away before half time, and we could avoid that, especially against a team who are good from set pieces. Obviously, that's where their equaliser came from for 2.
Yeah.
He also mentioned about attacking like that every game. On whether Chelsea attack like this every week, that's the intention. But there are teams there that want the same, so it's not easy. In the first 10 minutes, we created 2 or 3 chances and scored a goal, and then we started to lose the ball. But overall, a good performance. Absolutely, there always is things we can improve on. We can learn many things. It's so nice to hear a manager talk about, like, okay, that one wasn't very tactical, but we've seen it in his press conferences and stuff. Like Enzo Maresca, since he's been Chelsea manager, he's very open about talking about tactics, whereas we've not really had that the last 2-3 managers. So that's really refreshing to actually have some tactical talk from a manager. And like, why do you do this? And why do you do that? And what's the reason behind it? And stuff like that. It's actually so refreshing. And as a fan, it's perfect. As both fans and people who are content creators, it's perfect for us because it gives us stuff to talk about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as a Chelsea fan, I'm like, I want to understand more of what he wants to do. But it also makes it easier for us to identify things in game of, oh, this is what he wants to do, or our player's done that, but that's not actually what we want to do. That's just the players made that decision on their own, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it is actually so refreshing and I love it. Like, if we can get results, yeah, it's just going to be a good season. I can feel it. If we get the right players in the last week, well, not even last week now, we're Sunday. So the last 5 days of the window, really, then I feel like for sure it could be an exciting season, especially when you look at the power of the attack. If we can get
Give me a second.
Mhm.
Let me pick up a call real quick. Well,
Okay,
go ahead.
no worries.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we can get someone who's a consistent finisher and use Jackson as like a backup and also a wing option, the firepower we have in this attack could honestly take us places. We just need our defense to be more solid like it was in the second half of the season. Sorry. My brain's a bit all over the place at the moment. In the second half of today is how we need our defense to be, not making silly mistakes and losing the ball in midfield like we saw in the first half. So if we can sort out those minor little mistakes, then get the right 2 players in. I'd say we need 2 players potentially in the last few days of the window. Then there's no reason why it can't be an exciting season for Chelsea fans, in my opinion. But that's sort of my stance on it. If you just let us know when you're back. Phantom saying that winning does wonders for viewership. He's still in the Chelsea family. And if Chelsea beat Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, then Phantom is Maresca in and will come off of his loan.
Yeah, Stephen, I'm back. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to fix the thumbnab and make sure that is right.
Yeah,
on the screen.
I saw the mouse moving around. I was like, okay.
So I apologize for a little bit of what do you call it? Distraction here, because I know it's not right.
Good.
I gotta
if
fix
you've
this.
got a phone call, you've got to take the phone call. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Apologize for the little misunderstanding here. Oh my goodness. I got the things held everywhere. But anyway, guys, we are still taking your calls. So don't forget to drop your likes on the video. The likes will go along with the 30 of you watching us live on X and YouTube. Want to say thank you very much for joining us here on this platform. If it's the first time watching us, do not forget to subscribe. I hate saying this, but the likes, I will keep on saying it. It's very important. If you really appreciate what we're doing here, and you want to be part of our family, please. The one thing to do is subscribe and follow us each and every time. We'll give you the chance to come on and have your say. We're still looking at individual players. We're going to look at Cole Palmer. Brilliant goal. We look at the players itself. Scala, compare the style of play, compare the style of Manchester United. When can United play like this?
Yeah, I mean, like same thing, different season. I mean, first of all, everything was wrong from the starting 11. Like, I mean, when I saw Maguire, Mason Mount, and Rashford, I was fearing the worst.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, look, when we bought Casemiro like 2 seasons ago, I mean, he only started like our third or fourth game because McTominay was starting and he had one good game and the manager persisted with him. And instead of introducing your 60 million player, he decided to wait before McTominay had a bad game. And he's doing it again with Delict. You know, you spent 42 million on him. Why you're not playing him? Just put him instead of Maguire. Maguire has been at the club since 2019, and he hasn't even had one good full season. So I don't know why he experimented there. And I mean, look, Mason Mount, you know my thoughts on Mason Mount. He's just he's like a nothing player, like literally offers nothing. And I cannot believe that we wasted 55 million on a player who doesn't offer anything. So I mean, I don't think this was probably his last time starting for us. I don't think he'll be starting ever in the Premier League. I think that's him done. Either he'll be coming on from the bench or he'll be starting cup games. But that's it for Mason Mount. And Rashford is a big problem for us because more than 300k, he's like our Sterling, you know, doesn't contribute, doesn't has a good body language, and he's taking the big bucks but not producing the big outcome. So yeah, when you put all those three together, you cannot expect to get results. Although we should have won, like we already scored that second goal, but unfortunately it hit Xerxes' thigh and was called offside, which rightly. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be a long season for us.
I hope our things get to well. Steven, anything more you want to add? Add to what we have already
about Man U?
No, about the game regarding the performance and what Enzo Maresca really changed during the second half.
Yeah, there's not really much more to say. I need to rewatch the game without being behind on like a stream. So I'll probably try and watch it when Chelsea upload it on the website tomorrow or something, so that I can actually get a better look at the game and focus a bit more on it. Because, you know, obviously throughout the game, you're constantly like messaging people about it and stuff. So you don't have full concentration at times and you miss certain things. So I want to rewatch it. And especially after the second half performance, that's the main thing I really want to focus on. But I want to try and watch the whole game, see what more details about what was going wrong and what he actually done to correct the first half when we came out for the second half. But yeah, pretty much what I said of it's good to have a manager who isn't afraid to, well, I haven't said this point, but essentially it's good to have a manager who's not afraid to make half-time subs, for one, yeah, and that will tweak things if they're not working. And that's exactly what he done today. He made a half-time sub because Mudryk wasn't working. And he also made tactical changes because certain aspects of the tactics weren't working. So he made those changes at half-time. And then when you come out for the second half, Chelsea looked amazing. Like, it's not even being biased as a Chelsea fan, just factually speaking, the levels between the first half and the second half for Chelsea were significant. But that's basically my stance on it, is that we need to obviously be consistent, but that'll come with time when the players get used to playing with each other and stuff.
Yeah.
I think, look, I don't like being in the Conference League. I'd rather be at least in the Europa League, yeah? But one benefit of having the Conference League is the majority of the opponents you play are against lesser quality, yeah? And that's no disrespect to them. I mean, you look at the size of Chelsea, like, then you've got teams from like Kazakhstan and stuff. Like, that's not disrespectful. That's just factually speaking. Yeah. And it'll give us time to bed in these tactics, especially with more of our second and third string players.
Okay.
Which will help us later down the line. Obviously, you need those players to get the minutes and get used to the tactics within the match and be in that situation in case you have a situation that Chelsea had last season where there was a boatload of injuries for basically the whole season. So you need these players to have the minutes so that they can feel confident in themselves, the fans can feel confident, and the coaching staff can all feel confident in the players that are coming in should Chelsea get any injuries. So Conference League is good for stuff like that. Obviously, you might start a few starters at times. Obviously, when you get later into the tournament, you take it a bit more serious because there's probably going to be harder games. Not necessarily, because you look at the qualifiers, Fiorentina, for example, one of the bigger teams in the competition, and they're struggling to qualify. I mean, they drew 3-0. I think they were even 3-0 down at one point the other night. So there's no guarantee that they'll go through.
Stephen, we're looking at today's victory. Scala, looking at today's victory, do you see how should Chelsea build up the momentum or build up the understanding of today's victory and then continue the same way that they finished the game today? How can Chelsea do that?
Yeah, I think when it has to be.
Skylar.
Yeah, I think it has to be consistency, and with that, you have to pick at least, I said, like 5 to 6 players who you can rely week in and week out. And so far, you have got at least 4 or 5 players who you think are short to start. For me, Labia, whenever he fits, he comes straight back in. I don't care. Like, for me, he's your best midfielder on the ball. I think he has to play. Caicedo has to play, and Madueke, after today's performance, he gets probably a long run. I mean, long by means like at least 2 or 3 games he should get. Then you've got Gusto and this guy. Levi Colwill is there. Cucurella. I think your back four. I mean, although I'm not convinced with your centre backs, I think they pick themselves because I don't think you have any other decent options off the bench. In Badiashile and Disasi are not world beaters, but it is what it is. But at least you have that base, to work from. Okay. So I think those guys needs to start, and Cole Palmer is obviously your maverick, and then you guys got Joao Felix as a wild card, and then Nkunku can chip in. So I think when you talk about how Chelsea can improve or keep this momentum going, you have got a couple of easy games as you can see on the screen. They said Palace and Bournemouth. Then you've got West Ham, and there's a difficult one with Brighton at home. And this is the time where you have to get the points, because after that you have a very, very difficult November with United, Liverpool, and Newcastle back to back. So this is where you guys can probably get some kind of, even if you from those 3 games, you don't get maximum points, or at least you win 2 or 1 or draw 2 or 1, you still have some bit of daylight early season. So yeah, man. I mean, your competition is against clubs like United, Tottenham, Aston Villa, and probably Newcastle. Because let's be honest, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City, they'll probably get Champions League. And Chelsea has to, similar to United, to get Champions League. You cannot be spending all that money and playing Europa or Conference. So yeah, just think.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Scala. This is a Manchester United fan, and I love this point of view because Yes, there's a lot of money spent, and that is why we have a bigger squad. And next season, I think Chelsea will be playing the Club World Cup competition. Very, very good World Cup competition. And there are also rumors that states that Chelsea could face a transfer ban. If that happens, it means that they're trying to get all the players in this season that they think that they can build a team around. Or if you tell me, look at Chelsea players right now. Who would you want to build a team around? There are more than one player that you want to build a team around. There are too many players that you want to build a team. So they have to build a team around themselves. And in the yeah, there are too many players there. You could build a team around Nkuku. You could build a team around Nicholas Jackson. You could build a team around Latvia. You could build a team around Enzo Fernandez, Joao Felix, Pedro Neto. Too many players in there. Even Madueke also. You can build a team around him because these players are on their hay game. They're firing from all cylinders. They're showing that there is potential, and that potential is with time, giving time on their side, being at a football club with the same manager for a season or two. These players, you can get them cooking. You can get them being. They're already ballers, but you have to get them to understand. You have to get them to play as a unit, and that's what Chelsea is trying to do, in my opinion. So, Steven, I mean,
Yep.
do you agree with me or you do disagree with me?
That you need consistency in terms of the lineup and not many changes, or that you
Or
don't need many transfers?
Yeah, I'm talking about trying to build a team around a certain individual player in the team. Chelsea have too many players to build a team around it, don't you?
Um, to an extent, I guess, but at the same time,
Yeah,
what's one thing that we always say that City have over Arsenal, for example, right? It's their strength in depth, correct?
that's correct.
Chelsea have that in attack. We have it in most areas. I said it the other night on the stream, yeah? For me, I need to see more of Jorgensen, yeah? But regardless, I'm not comfortable with our depth at goalkeeper, right?
Right.
Left back, at the moment, I'm okay with Vega. From the limited time we've seen, he's looked good. So I'm happy with him. So I'm not worried about left back at the moment. Centre back, definitely. So far, goalkeeper, centre back, striker, and that's about it for me. They're like the three main areas of concern in terms of depth. The other areas I'm not worried about are depth. Because you've got people like Palmer and Kunku, Neto, Felix, who can all play like 3-4 positions.
That's right.
Even if that's just the difference between left wing, right wing, it's still another position because you're playing on the opposite side. So to me, that's part of the reason why it's
that's right.
One of the strengths is the wide players and stuff.
Perfect. I mean, got too many skillful and experienced players on that team. Very, very skillful. Let's talk to Mr. Phantom of Many Topics. Welcome back to the show, my man.
Thank you. Are you able to hear me well?
Perfect. I
Yeah.
can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Hey, Stephen, I want to apologize to you for interrupting your presentation.
No,
I do need to. I
worry.
do need to explain. Okay, it's because on a mobile phone. Okay, if you click on the StreamYards and you don't get rid of the YouTube chat, then it will create an echo. I know this from the past experience. So every time once I click on the link, I immediately shut down the YouTube chat, which means when I'm in backstage testing my microphone, I don't see what's going on in the room. So you started a presentation and I wasn't aware of it.
No,
and
bro,
I
it's
certainly
all good.
wouldn't have
Trust me, it's
interrupted like that. I just wouldn't have gone on at all if I had known you were in the middle of or starting a presentation. And
No, you're
Niz,
right,
it's
bro, don't
okay.
worry.
It's okay to keep me in the backstage if you want. That tells me that you don't have room for me to go on, and therefore I will just back out of the StreamYard entirely. Because I expect so. Do this for me. If you can't let me on within 30 to 45 seconds, then just keep me backstage, and therefore I know that there's a traffic jam and I can't go on. Because again, I only once I click StreamYards, I have about 6 minutes before this thing goes too hot.
Yeah, I understand your situation. That's why as soon as you jump in, I'm willing to let you start talking because I know the situation. It will get warming up.
Yeah,
getting hot.
yeah.
Too soon. So let's go.
I'm not an
Phantom.
impatient person. It's just that the phone heats up. Back in America, you remember, I could sit there and wait for 20 minutes before it was my turn to speak. It's not like I'm Chelsea Dan trying to jump in or something.
It's
So I
okay.
just
It's
wanted to
okay.
Oh, you
clear
sure?
that
No,
explanation with Stephen. I wasn't
you're.
trying to be rude. And also, I
Oh,
was
trust
like
me,
in a
Phantom. I know, man. Honestly, I know it's fine.
yeah.
You don't
And
need to
also, I
apologize.
was I was in a hotel, so that it was like trying to get a
Phantom,
signal
Phantom.
to
It's
begin.
okay. Let's go.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
Honestly,
We
it's
Yeah.
okay.
accept your
Okay.
apology.
Okay.
It's
So
okay. Let's go.
yeah. I'm wearing the Chelsea badge again. Stephen, there's another thing I want to explain to you, and it's probably because you're not 53 years old. I have waited 29 years since the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. You're an NFL fan too, so you might understand this. Okay, it's not trophy hunting. When I go on loan, I don't go to Arsenal or Man City or whatever because I'd be accused of trophy hunting. It's more like I'm going off loan because I'm disgusted with what Chelsea is doing.
Phantom,
And this
Phantom,
loan thing only started after Tuchel
Phantom,
left because,
Phantom.
yes.
How did you see Chelsea's game? Did you watch it? This
I
game.
I get to watch the highlights every time there's a score. The Google thing will do a highlight of the scores. So
But you
I
don't
only
get to
get to
watch the
watch the
whole.
game when one side scores.
Okay, but reading the outcome of the game and reading it, what do you make of the team
Okay.
performance today?
Um. Okay. It's okay if Maresca, if he wants to be a guy like Bielsa and win games 4-3 or 5-2 or 7-6 or whatever, and he wins those games, then that's a different style of playing than Tuchel, who was winning games 1-0. Because, or the special one, Jose wins low scoring games as opposed to big high scoring games, but you're sacrificing the defense in order to just pump the offense, because there's a way you can in soccer where you can just go offense, 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 but you're losing games, you know, or you win games 4-3 or you lose the game 4-3. And if you're winning most of those games, then that's fine. And Bielsa, he won a lot of trophies in his time doing that kind of play. It didn't work for Leeds United because he didn't have the right players, but it did work in wherever, other leagues he was from.
Okay.
So, anyways, so I'm the first time now I'm aboard. If Maresca wants to do 6-2 victories or 7-5 victories, even, then it's okay if he gives up 5 goals. That's what I'm saying. If he can have such a powerful offense, then that's fine. But I want to, before I come off loan, I want to see if Chelsea can do it again in Crystal Palace. Is that going to be at home?
It should be home. Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
home.
Okay. And then I want to see if they can do a win on the road against a team like Bournemouth or whatever. I know that Chelsea probably will lose some games to Arsenal or the better teams, or maybe even like um, Man United, even maybe. I don't know, but so I just want to have Chelsea be at least have a shot at the top four. Just like Lampard. I'm not going to trophy hunt, and if I wanted a trophy hunt, I'd just go to Arsenal and just back up my guy Kai Havertz. But I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to stay. I'm going to be on loan for now, but if Chelsea can pull off the next two, I will come back in and I'll be Maresca in, and then the transfer window will have closed, and then I'll just be with Chelsea at least till the January transfer window. And if we fall too far behind, then Clear Lake is going to sack him anyways. So, okay, thanks, Stephen, for
Pleasure,
understanding what
pleasure,
happened.
pleasure to
It's
have
all
you on the
good, bro.
Phantom as usual.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You enjoy the rest of the day, Phantom. Thank you very
Okay.
much. That's a Chelsea fan out there. Phantom came on and have his piece. Like I said, the link is right there. Anyone watching live or whatever you're watching it from, let us know your thoughts on the game. And you can also click on it and come live and discuss the game with us. McCain, big up to man like McCain says, Palmer and Noni Madueke duo. And Alpha said, big up to Phantom. A minute topic. Hopefully you cancel your the
Huh?
loan and you retain to Chelsea. Swedish, you're back again, Swedish. He said that we win this game in a fantastic way. We shouldn't not be, it shouldn't not be carried away. There is some problems that have to be fixed. Absolutely, there is still a lot of work that the team need to do, but it's always good to have your first Premier League win in that manner or in that magnitude. 6-2. Since when did we see that? First game, second game of the season, and you being recorded. You recorded 6 goal trailer, 6 goal. I didn't even. I was even gonna. I was like, yeah. I'll say maybe it's an 8 goal thriller. Yeah, 8 goal thriller. But Chelsea put in 6 goals. Since when did Chelsea score 6 goals in the Premier League season? Since when? It's a
Bro,
long time.
it took us until October to score 6 Premier League goals last season, and as in 6 total Premier League goals last season. We scored 6 Premier League goals alone in our second game of the season this year.
Yeah, just like Swedish said, there's still work to be done. The defense and the midfield, the defensive midfield line, Casado need to wake up. He need to beef up his work, and the defense also, the unit. I mean, whenever the midfield is not connecting with the defense, you're gonna end up seeing this. But we gave the ball away too many times in the first half. That resulted in the way things happened. We're conceding because we were giving the balls away. And I know that Chelsea will get things figured out. It's still work in progress. I told you it's still rebuilding. You and me, we all have to come together and support the team and buy into that philosophy. It's still a long way to go. Very, very early days yet. But
no.
It's showing glimpses.
I'm going to send you something. You're going to need to look at this.
Okay, Stephen G, share it to me.
I need to clarify if this is real or not.
Okay.
But I'm guessing it is. Look in the group chat. I'm going to check now.
It says 433 says John Obi Mikel
No. It is from Jackson's Instagram story, yeah? Look what he wrote underneath the thing. So the post from 433 says Jackson just scored Chelsea's fastest Premier League goal since 2017. And then Jackson's put it on his story and said to John Obi Mikel, "Shut your mouth, don't talk. We are killing ourselves for Africa."
This can be
Oh my!
Oh
days.
my goodness!
I need to see this for myself.
Let me save this image right now. I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna kick this right down. That hits. Swedish, welcome back to the show, Swedish. Talk to us. How did you see the game, and what's your thoughts on it?
Hello,
my brother. Welcome back again.
I will not talk about.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. Talk to me.
I will not talk about our goals 6-2. I will talk about the things that we have to do well in next game.
The team that we're playing in the next game, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
we
ahead.
were very.
Go ahead.
We were very good on our attack. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We attack, but my problem is our defense and the Caicedo and Enzo.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Enzo and Caicedo are playing as midfield. Okay, in mid.
In the midfield, yes, sir.
Yeah. As a what do you say that? Forward. As forward. But Caicedo is also going front and Enzo is also going front while attacking. Okay?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Sometimes both Caicedo and Enzo go to the other team box while attacking. Are you understanding?
So your problem is Casado and Enzo Fernandez, both two players, joins the attack all the time. They leave their back behind. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, simple. When
I
opponent
think
team,
I
when
think it has
team,
to do with the high line. So whilst they all moving, they need to move together so they don't play any of the players on side, isn't that, Steven? Oh, you
No,
think
again,
that
sorry? That didn't
huh?
come through for me.
I said it's because of the high line in terms of attack. They're also joining the when the players are attacking, those two defenders, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, are also joining the attack. But I think Caicedo was supposed to be the guy behind, the last guy sitting in front of the back three,
Yeah,
the back three.
Caicedo was meant to be the deeper of them.
Yeah, but he was making a lot of mistakes. I think that Caicedo did not get his best day, but he was better in the
Caicedo in the
second half.
first half was bad, but he
Yeah.
tightened up and performed better in the second half.
So yeah, I
Pause
mean,
on that sentence. I just got to say that. Pause.
I,
right.
I want to I want to give you example.
Okay.
When we are playing, when we are playing against City, Lavia was with defense in back, was not going that much front. That's why we were good in that game. Due to the Lavia staying back, Caicedo can go front. But in today's game, when your both midfielder going to in front, when opposite team press you and take ball away, they can counter attack you. There is no one in middle who can stop that, and that all goes to the defense who cannot defend that well.
Okay.
That is my point.
I mean, your point is spot on. Steven, what do you make of what is she saying?
I mean, he was meant to be the deeper of them, for
Right.
sure. Because the midfield, when you look at it as a 4-3-3, we went through this pre-game, right? It was Caicedo, who you'd expect to be the deep one. Then it was Enzo and Palmer as the 2-8s. Then you had Madueke and Mudryk as your wingers with Jackson up top. So it was supposed to be Enzo and Palmer getting forward because they're the 2-8s, and then Caicedo staying back and having Gusto next to him. But in the second half, definitely that was fixed.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Any
I
more?
just saw something pop up. I
Any
thought
more?
it was
Any more
me.
from you, Swedish? Any more comment from you, Swedish?
Uh, in attacking, I think there is little bit not little bit still not good. Uh, while Nico's section was making run from the behind, there was no one to connect with him. He was little bit ahead of other. There was no communication. Little bit in
Was
first half. I am talking about in first half, particularly in first half. They when they were making run from the opposite team midfield, there was little bit somebody was ahead, somebody was little bit back. They were making late runs by other players. That is my point. In second
okay.
half, they were good. They were good.
Okay, if I understand what you're saying, you mean that the connection, the communication wasn't that on the pitch, and when they are doing the attack, you see one ahead of the other, or some behind, and there were players were all over everywhere. I mean, everywhere. That's what you're trying to say, and I do
Yeah.
understand. I do understand where you're coming from. I saw the same thing. Even whilst the game was going on, I was communicating with Steven. I told him, look, if this team played like this, they will lose this game. And I tell you, I've seen it. Chelsea's going to lose. I said that to Steven. But in the second half, I saw something totally different from what I saw in the first half. All those spaces that were being opened up in the first half for Acuna and his people, it was all blocked. It was all blocked, and we were being smashed. I feel like Acuna feels like, well, this is a better game. He was trying to, rush through this with Chelsea, but you don't have what we have. You don't have. So whatever he started in the first half, it's really, really, really come back to hit him or bite him in his ASS. So
Just say backside. Then you
yeah,
don't
his
have to worry.
backside. Yeah, his backside. So yeah, the attitude he put up was not great. But what do you how should Chelsea maintain this performance going forward? Swedish.
I think Libya is the missing puzzle of our team. I don't know how much he is injured for what days or month. I don't know, but I think Lave is the missing puzzle of our team. If he come in our team, our team will be good, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. So Nicholas Jackson, according to report, I'm not so sure how true this is, but Nicholas Jackson, according to social media, Jackson
So that
said
post is real. I looked myself. That post is real.
that post is real. So Nicholas Jackson sent a message to John Mikel Obi. He says, Mikel Obi, shut your mouth. Don't talk shit. We are killing ourselves for Africa. According to Nicholas Jackson. John Obi Mikel, that's a message from you. I'm not going to say this right now, but I want to look into things and look at how things are.
Jackson hat trick next week incoming.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm only saying that because we saw what happened when Noni said about Wolverhampton. So I was just like mocking it, basically saying, whenever Chelsea puts something on social media, just go score a hat trick now.
But I have to say, what I have to say, Nicholas Jackson proved me wrong for today. For today, he proved me wrong. He played well. I was trolling him, but he proved me wrong. Yes, he was good today.
His issue is the consistency.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Like if he could tidy that up, it'd be perfect. But
yeah,
this is why we need someone who's already established and clinical, because they'll take the weight and the pressure off of Jackson to allow him the time to develop. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, bro, Jackson could be a brilliant option off the bench for us, whether that be you have to put him out wide or you put him on as a striker instead of, say, an Osimhen or a Gyökeres if they're tired. He could be a great number 2.
So, one question. I have heard that Arsenal are also going for Osimhen. That is right or wrong?
No,
There's been no mention of Arsenal for Osimhen. The only ones, so Romano done a video, yeah, and then somebody else sort of aggregated it, and what they said is that the only places Romano mentioned in his video were Saudi Arabia and Chelsea. So in my head, I'm going, okay, so are you going Saudi for the money or are you staying in Europe for the football? Because that's the way I look at it.
Saudi for the money.
Because the quality of football in Europe, yeah, is better. Just factually speaking, the quality of football in Europe is better.
It depends on player that you want to do better in football career or you want to earn money. That is depend on player. We cannot say anything about that. That is their mind.
Huh?
We cannot say anything about football player that is their mind, that they want to continue as a footballer or they want to grow as a footballer. They want to be a legend or they want to earn money in Saudi Arabia. We cannot say anything about that.
Is, even if he comes to Chelsea, you're still earning like big money because of you're already established. So he will earn big money still. It's not that. It's just that Saudi are offering like $1 million a week or something stupid like that.
Swedish Ryan is here with us. Ryan, let's take your point. Welcome back again, Mr. Ryan. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks, Nick. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear
I'm
you.
just on the
I can hear you very well.
on the buds. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I watched the second half of the Chelsea Wolves game, and I was very impressed. You know, I think 2-2. It was a very chaotic, open first half. Both teams scoring, multiple goals, but Chelsea just went up another gear in the second half, and I have to give a lot of respect to Jackson. He might not get a lot of plaudits today because the Madueke hat trick and the Palmer assists, but for Palmer's goal, I thought that was outstanding and very unselfish of Jackson. It was Jackson, wasn't it, who did the assist with his
to Palmer, yeah,
to Palmer's goal. That was a really good skill. Like, you wouldn't necessarily think strikers or number 10s have that in their locker. Like, he did a full rotating flick with his foot, changed the angle of the ball, and then Palmer's finish was ice cold. That's what we expect. Madueke, brilliant. Palmer, Madueke, I saw a quote: "Palmer's the ice." Was it Madueke's the heat or the hot? They both
Madueke said
the fire.
Palmer's the cold, I'm the fire, so it mixes
On
well.
the fire, yeah.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, he summed it up perfectly. They've got great chemistry. Obviously, these two play together in the under 21s for England. So you can see they have a lot of synergy and chemistry. But my favorite goal was the last one, the Joao Felix one.
Definitely. So
Just how
Bro,
the pass by Palmer. Oh, it was smooth, man. The pass by Palmer opened up Wolves. Neto did what a proper winger does. He looked up and then played the right way to pass, cut it back, and then the finish of Joao Felix. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Great performance.
When people say liquid football,
I think that goal
is what they mean.
Liquid football.
Yeah, when people say liquid football, that's what they mean. You see that?
Is it liquid? Do you say liquid?
Yeah, liquid football.
Liquid. Do you know that answers all the question? Everyone answers my question too. How do we play Joao Felix? Do we need Joao Felix at Chelsea Football Club? Do we need him to win games? This performance on his debut for Chelsea Football Club and get the goal, that alone tells us how Chelsea are going to use Joao Felix. And yes, Chelsea need him because he really impacted the game. Anytime he's been at Chelsea, he scored. He scored his first time 2 seasons ago. He scored for Chelsea.
No, he got sent off in his first game last time.
Yeah, he scored in first game too.
I don't think he did. I remember him getting sent off. I don't remember him getting a goal in his first game.
I mean, he scored for Chelsea when he came to Chelsea. That's what I mean. That pass from Enzo Fernandez to Joao Felix, goal. You remember that? I'm saying he scored, not on his debut. But this time he scored in his debut. And what a brilliant team. Okay. Yeah, what a brilliant team.
I thought you meant scored in his debut, and I was really confused.
No,
By the way, someone just put up a post. They said Pochettino would have bought on Alfie Gilchrist and Cesare Casadei when we went 3-2 up.
Instead of him bringing killing machines, he would bring in
Sheffield United last season when it was 3-2 in last moments of at the time.
Ryan, did you see what Nicholas Jackson message? Phantom, I'll take a comment. Don't worry. Did you see Nicholas Jackson's message to John Obi Mikel? It's on the screen.
I haven't seen it, bro. Where's it on the screen now?
Yeah.
I can't see your screen.
Oh, you can see my
screen. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen your screen, but I'll look it up.
Oh, well, let me read what he says.
Okay, go.
Yeah, he says.
He's in the group. Okay, I'll check it out.
At Mikel John Obi, he says, "Shut your mouth. Don't talk shit. We are."
No, he did not say that. Did he?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
I checked it myself.
Jackson, what are you doing? No.
That's
Brian,
you can't be saying that.
Senegal and Nigeria.
This guy has no filter.
Senegal and Nigeria. Jackson,
I respect it because he's just been talking.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Makim is here. Let us know what Makim. Makim, your boy is talking. Yeah, sorry, Steven. Let me hear what Makim is going to say.
That's all right.
Yes, sir. Another win.
I was saying that we cannot carry away, and he's doing that thing. I don't know why. That is nonsense. I'm saying that
unnecessary. Yeah.
Jack, I was saying that we cannot be carried away from the win against Wolves. There is many more to go. I don't know why this boy posted it. I don't know what was he thinking.
Yeah, it was rude.
I think it's really it's uncalled for. It doesn't need to do that. But John Obi Mikel is talking crap in behind the scenes. But there's no need for Jackson for you to retaliate or respond to John Obi Mikel. Just let it go. And
to be fair,
I'm
not saying Jackson's necessarily right, but he's probably got tired of John Obi Mikel talking rubbish about him and that for like time now.
Yeah, but bro, other clubs here have their legends.
I've had enough of this. I'm gonna say something.
Like other clubs here, their legends talk crap too, you know. Like Paul Scholes, you hear what Paul Scholes say about the
bro, no one cares about the guy that bites his daughter's toes, fam.
Like it's mad. Like Roy Keane, since Roy Keane and Scholes left, I've been talking crap about the United team ever since, and they haven't stopped until this day. Yeah, like these guys won't even reply to Gary Neville. Liverpool won't even reply to Carragher. Like these guys, they treat the legends differently. But
That's
I don't
because
know,
a
man.
lot of the
It's
matches
unnecessary.
trapped on, bro.
It's
Apparently,
it's
all they've been doing on Sky
unnecessary.
during this game, obviously I've got it muted, yeah, because we're on the stream. But apparently, all they've been doing is kissing up to Liverpool and Arne Slot.
All right, so let's put Jackson aside. The Makim is here. Swedish, right?
Just
Steven,
quick.
yeah. Steven.
So Romano said
Okay.
that Madueke is now set to stay at Chelsea. He thinks today's the final confirmation of this plan. Yeah, you don't say. They apparently wanted 60 million for him, and then he's gone and banged the hat trick. I'd hope he's staying.
Definitely have to stay. What do you expect? Fabrizio does this all the time. There's nothing new on Madueke. There's nothing. He's not going anywhere. Fabrizio always trying to add things to it. We all know he's staying. We all know Madueke is not going anywhere. Mr. Ryan, Chelsea, huge victory. Take us through some of the moments. You watch a little bit of it. How do Chelsea keep the momentum? How can Chelsea keep it going from here? Then we'll come to Makim and let us hear his point of view and how he saw the game.
Yeah, listen, as I was saying with Stephen earlier, it was silky football in the second half. The floodgates opened, and Palmer's definitely the focal point. A lot of the goals and the good play, he's always involved. He either assists the person who assists, or he's directly assisting the goal scorer. It's early days, man. It's the second Premier League game of the season, but I like what I saw. I think Neto is a very good winger. Palmer more central position. Madueke would be crazy if he left now. He's just banged a hat trick in. I think the likes of Mudryk, obviously we know Sterling's situation. I think they're the ones that probably have a lot to be worried about. I think there's clearly players ahead of them in the pecking order at Chelsea. One thing I will say though, Nii, as well, the two goals you conceded, especially the Cunha one, if I remember correctly, someone at fullback was asleep because the guy was just unmarked in the box to tap it in.
Caicedo.
Was it Caicedo? Okay.
Yeah, it was Caicedo.
So it wasn't a fullback, but that's something they need to look at because it's one thing scoring 6 goals, but you want to keep clean sheets. That builds defensive confidence, and then that's you can take that going forward. So that's the only area I'd say that Maresca will be disappointed in. You need to improve going forward. But the cameo of Joao Felix was amazing. 3 assists from 3 goals from Madueke, 3 assists for Palmer. Like I said, Jackson, I thought he worked really hard, and his assist for Palmer was for me the pick of the assists. I just really liked that little outside of the boot flick for Palmer's finish. Great performance, and just need to build on it now. And I'd probably say the lineup that started today, so Cucurella, Colwell, Fofana, Gusto, Enzo, Caicedo. I'd only make one change for the next game, which would be I'd bring Neto in for Mudryk. Otherwise, I keep the same starting 11 for the next game.
Thank you very much.
Next Premier League game.
Next Premier League game, which will be Crystal Palace at the Bridge. A game that I might see Steven getting some content from the stadium. Let's go to our brother Makim. Makim, big high score line, 8 goals thriller. Yeah. Madueke, the man writing all the headlines. 3 goals, hat trick, first ever hat trick in his footballing career. But guess what? He did it for Chelsea. When he did it when he's playing for Chelsea. How should Chelsea build up on this and keep that momentum going? And what's your whole thoughts on the whole game? First half, second half. Enzo Maresca's tactical change tactical during the halftime. Everything, tactical talk. Whatever you have into this game.
Yeah. To be very honest, I'm gonna be very honest, I've watched the first half through and through, and I didn't watch the majority of the second half because I had to go to the carnival quickly. And I recently.
Is it Casho? Is it Casho?
Yeah, it's the carnival.
Carnival. Okay, Carnival. Okay.
Yeah. Happy
It was
birthday.
someone else. I know who it was that was at a car show. It wasn't Mackin.
Yeah, DJ.
Yeah.
But go ahead, my king.
Yeah.
Flow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
I completely missed the second half really, and one thing I have to say is the defense. Yeah, the first and second goal, the lack of awareness from Fofana was crazy. I don't know if you guys realize that. Like they all went to one side, yeah, and no one actually marked Cunha for his goal.
I think that was the second goal, isn't it? Either first or second
Yeah,
goal.
that was we was too much. We were too open. Like it doesn't make sense, and it's a thing where if we're gonna be killing off teams, yeah, we can't allow that to happen. Like the fact that Cole Palmer scored, yeah, a beautiful goal, a worldie as well, and straight after Cunha comes and just shuts that down. We can't be having these back and forths with Wolves. Like we have to save that for a City or a Liverpool or you know like bigger teams. And I don't know, like I don't know what changed the second half. I don't know who came off of Felix. I'm not too sure.
He
But
was already in control by that point, by the way.
yeah, well, I've seen the highlights of Madueke and yeah, he seems to be him and Cole Palmer seems to have that combo and that duo. I don't think it should be disturbed because my man, I think he might be better than Cole Palmer with his right foot. He might be. So someone like that, you need them. You need them constantly going at defenders.
Didn't you guys
So
score 4 goals when Mudryk came off?
who came off for Modric?
Neto came on.
Was it Neto? Yeah. And you scored 4 goals.
4 goals. Yeah, we scored 4 goals when Modric came off. Modric was really hindering our progress right there.
He started well,
yes,
and then the later the half went on, it got worse.
Big up to you, my friend here,
yeah.
Trent. Sorry, I apologize for it. So I always want to shout these guys out when they come on the show. Some of them are first time coming on, and my mods, I don't have my mods working for me, so I always want to shout them out as soon as they jump on. Wolves are tough, not to crack. You know, absolutely. I can't. What's the name? Is it Marge host Trends TV? Big up to you, my friend.
You can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Wolves is a difficult team to play. I think 17 away games that Chelsea have played, they've never kept a clean sheet. So we knew that
the last
it was
17 away
definitely
games, Chelsea have not kept a clean sheet.
So we knew it was going to be a very, very difficult game. It says, well said. Thank you very much, my brother. It says, the guy is here. You can see another defender in Chelsea. Chelsea before transfer. Do we see? Are we going to see another defender in Chelsea transfer along with Osimhen? And I don't think so. Chelsea are not bringing any more defender. We're trying to get some out.
If we sell, I'll say this, yeah. If Chelsea sell one of Badiashile or Disasi and Trevor Chalobah, Chelsea are getting another centre back.
Okay.
Because think about the maths, right? If you sell, say you sell Disasi, right? Just for argument's sake, say you sell Disasi, right?
Yeah.
Your right centre back options then, if you sell him and Chalobah, are Fofana and Tosin, yeah? Your left centre back options are Colwell and Badiashile. Realistically, you want a fifth centre back.
Okay.
So Chelsea would
And
probably
get another centre back that's not even better than Disasi.
Disasi ain't even been that good for us. Let's be real. Come on.
He's been our second best defender behind Silva though, like the whole season and last season. I don't know what happened.
Disasi last season.
How many games did Chalobah play compared to? Look at the numbers.
Season at least.
You can't even match them. You can't match Disasi to none of the defenders we got right now. The numbers are low.
Disasi was our second best defender. I'm not accepting that. No way.
Makim said that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's this. I'm just talking facts.
That's how Makim see it. We have to accept that. That's it.
Chalobah was our second best.
I'm just
after
talking
Thiago
facts because this
Silva.
is how we
If you
treated
include all
Cucurella. Yeah.
defenders, if you include all
This is how
defenders,
we.
then
This is
Cucurella's
how.
ahead of him as
This
well.
is how we treated Cucurella. Yeah, until the Euros. This is exactly how we treated Cucurella until the Euros.
Until the Euros.
Yeah, we were so
Give
bad. He
Cucurella
used to
credit,
go.
he's had 2 good games, but I need more from him in a Chelsea shirt now. He's had 2 good games to start the season. Now he needs to keep it up the rest of the season.
But
Who's that? Who is that, Stephen?
Cucurella.
Who are you saying?
Cucurella.
Oh, Cucurella.
But Cucurella, Steven, I'll tell you, he's proven himself. The fact that it maybe doesn't go well for him at Chelsea means that the system or certain proper players are not playing well to help Cucurella perform better, because we saw his performance during the Euros. So anyone that comes in and say Cucurella is not a good player, I will disagree with that person. He is a good player. You get
no,
what
you're
I'm
not
saying?
getting my point. You're not getting
I'm
my
not
point.
saying you said it's not. I'm just saying that he doesn't need to do too much to prove to you that he's a good player. You get what I'm trying to say?
My thing with him is until about the last 6 games of last season, he was shocking for us the whole time he'd been in, right?
It's the system and the players.
But this is why I'm not buying into these 2 games that he's had so far. I need it to be a longer period of time. Because so far,
Hold on, Steven, you think you think Chelsea are the ones with with the choice when it comes to keeping Cucurella or not?
What are you on about?
You think it was a Chelsea? You think it was a Chelsea decision to keep Cucurella after the Euros?
Probably, yeah.
You have
because he performed well in
they
the
had
Euros.
to keep him. They had to keep him, and they had to give him more money. The same way we had to get Enzo and give him more money since he won a final stage. So there's more certainty around Cucurella's name. The same way there's a certainty that hasn't been proven around Enzo's name, but Cucurella's proven that.
What's Cucurella?
So really, truly,
what if you include the Euros? If you include the
Euros,
he's on a streak of about 10 good games, right? Give or take.
After the Euros, you do understand that teams wanted to buy him too, and Chelsea didn't allow that to happen. You know that, innit?
Chelsea won't ever go sell 2 left backs in one window at the same time. It was never gonna happen.
All right, so
because think about it, right? If you sell both left backs at the same time, and you potentially don't even replace one before you sell the other, you are getting absolutely mugged off in the transfer market because teams know you're desperate. That would be bad business.
All I'm saying, is that Disasi, has the same caliber as if we give space and time as we did Cucurella. That's all I'm saying, innit? Because the right centre backs that we have, they're not proven, they're not athletic, and they're not aware enough. And Disasi has proven himself to be next to Thiago Silva. I'd rather play someone that played with the main man and that successfully played with the main man instead of tryouts. It's too risky.
Well said. VJ is here with us. So let me invite him here. I want to hear what his thoughts are. He watched the game with us. VJ, welcome back to the show, brother.
Firstly, I'd like to apologize to everyone on the channel. I said this was going to be a difficult game where we might just scrap with a win because they might be defensively resolute. But oh my God, what a game that was! It was an amazing game of football, right? Take Chelsea Wolves out of the equation. It was end to end. It was an amazing game of football to watch. The first half was super competitive. Both the teams tried their best. There's so much passion in that game. I think the Instagram post or the Twitter post from Madueke did a lot of brought in a lot of sensation into the game. A lot of the players were all geared up. They were ready to fight for the badge, and that is something that we want to see, be it Chelsea or any club, wanting to fight for the badge. And we could see that from not just Chelsea players today, also from Wolves players. I think it was Santrum, the tall guy, on the front. Even they had that resolute until the end of first half. I don't know what Enzo though, spoke in that dressing room between both the halves. The second half, team was more composed. They kind of knew what needed to be done. Emotions were out of the way. It was more structured. The approach was better. They knew exactly what had to be done. 14 minutes, you've got Noni Madueke scoring a hat trick. And oh my God, how good was he today? Like he got into the right positions. Eight Nori had no other options. I mean, he was clueless with Noni. Let's put it that way. I mean, he did have a very good assist for the first goal on the offensive third, but then his defensive game with Noni, that was no way close to what it should have been. He was let into the boxes very easily. Now we could clearly see the difference where they at some point around 70 minutes, what happened was Chelsea did not utilize Noni that much on that side. Even the first half, towards the second portion of it, we did not use Noni that much. So what happened was Noni got pushed back, right? He didn't come near the D line, which also meant he was not able to run, right? But then the moment that Ain't Nori, came back, went into the defensive shell. Now he had more time. Like Noni had more time. Noni had more space to attack, and he was, in a very close range. And Jose Sarr had no chance, right? And you can't give wingers that sort of space to come in, cut in, and score, right? That was the mistake that Wolves made, and I think they paid a hefty price for that. 14 minutes hat trick from a Chelsea player. I'm not sure, when I saw that last time. I know we had a very good game against West Ham the last season, a six-game thriller from Chelsea. But come on, this game was just tactical brilliance in the second half. I know we did have faults in the game where both our CDMs, I don't know what they were doing today. They could have done things a lot better. Enzo, Casado, I think the first goal was Casado let down. The attack started from there. Casado did put in a good shift, but then he is not being proactive on the ball. Once he gets the ball, he needs to know what's the next, pass, where the next pass is going to be. You don't have that sort of a time where you get the ball and then look around to decide where my next pass is going to be. So there are definitely those midfield flaws that we'll have to address, especially the number 6 position. And if we noticed, most of Wolves' attack started from that 6. They won the ball at the 6th position, and then they progressed forward. And there is no point in blaming the defenders for the letdowns or the easy chances that Wolves got in that third, because once they got the ball, Wolves had more players going towards the offensive third in the first half, which means that they are obviously going to be overloaded in any of those areas. And Wesley Fofana and Colwell had to, mix and match. They had to arrange themselves, into a position to defend. But you are firstly put into that position because you lost the ball at the CDM position. That's what a lot of people forget to realize. You can't lose the ball in that, number 6 position, or that too on the defensive side of the pitch. If you're losing it higher up, that's different. If you're losing it on the defensive side of the pitch, top teams will make complete use of that. Maybe Wolves did not use it today, but if you're going to do the same thing against a team like Manchester City, they're going to punish you every single time, and I mean that.
Every single time you make that mistake, Man City will punish you. Yeah, I understand. That makes a lot of sense. You cannot commit those errors when you're playing against Manchester City. A good team will punish Chelsea. I mean, many times, and those mistakes that we make, we gave the ball away, especially in the first half, too many times. But the second half, it was being corrected on how we should position ourselves on the pitch. Anyone else that want to add anything to it? Mr. Ryan, Makeem, or Steven?
I want to ask,
Yes,
ask,
sir.
did Enzo play the 90?
I'm not so
I
sure
think he did, yeah. I think he did. I didn't see him come
Played
off.
the 90.
because I didn't watch the last I think the last 12 minutes. I have
You're
to
asking if Enzo played the entire 90?
He did, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did play.
Enzo played the
did.
90. Madueke played the 90. Palmer played 83 minutes. Jackson played 68. Caicedo played 76. He went off either tired or injured. Not entirely sure. Maybe a mix of both. We'll have to find out. But Maresca, so far from the quotes I've seen, hasn't said anything. So hopefully that means he's all good.
Why are these people? Sorry,
Nicole
go
played
ahead.
90 as well. And then
Gusto played 90 as well. Gusto,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. 3 out of our 4
Yeah.
defenders played the 90. The only one that didn't was Kukurea, who got subbed off like 7 minutes before the end.
Why are these media or presenters so flip-flops?
What did
Jimmy
you see?
Hara,
The thing I
couple-
sent from
Yeah,
Hara,
a couple days ago, weeks ago, he said Chelsea will not even make top 7. Now he said they
3
can challenge
weeks
the
ago,
title.
he said Chelsea is struggle, and then today he said Chelsea can challenge for the title. This guy,
Oh, really? Who's that?
Yeah.
Did he
Jamie
just say
O'Hara.
Chelsea's going to challenge the title? So Jamie O'Hara.
Bro, literally 3 weeks
Tottenham
ago,
guys,
Chelsea
you know them.
Chelsea two today, and bro saying I think they can challenge for the title. What?
I don't
You
think
know
so.
this. Jamie O'Hara was wearing a Man City shirt when Tottenham played
really?
Man City last season.
Yeah,
He has
someone
no
else said
respect.
his
Um,
team is going to
Yeah.
lose.
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Who came off for Felix?
I think Felix. I'm not so sure. I can't remember. I
For
didn't see all of the
Felix,
substitutions.
Yeah, I think it was Enzo.
Joao Felix was Jackson. Joao Felix was Jackson.
Jackson, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Jackson came off for Felix. Vega came on for Kukurea, and Kunku came on for Palmer.
Yeah.
And obviously,
this-
as we already touched on, Mudryk came off for
Neto.
Neto.
And that's then he scored the 4 goals.
Yeah. VJ, I'm not so sure if you've seen the message from Jackson to John Obi Mikel. Have you seen it?
No, I did not.
What's your reaction on it? Let's see.
I did not actually see the message. So I finished off the game, and then I had a office call. I finished off the call, got into the stream straight away. Did
All right.
not get to see even a single comment. Okay.
Phantom of any topic. He says Cucurella played in a particular way. It's awesome. He is like what's his-
Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay, Phantom of Minute topic. Thank you for that comment. So this is from Jackson. Jackson replied to John Obi Mikel. He said that we are killing ourselves for Africa. He wants John Obi Mikel to just shut up.
This guy, bro.
Word.
He
Bro,
That's a
this-
violation, bro.
yeah, like he can't even get into the Senegal first team. What is he on about? He can't even get into the team.
He says, John Obi Mikel, and shut your mouth. Don't talk shit. We are killing ourselves for Africa. There's too many, would I say, keywords in that message that is very, very, very damaging.
Shameless.
First is shut. First, it was shut your mouth. Those are keywords. And then also talking shit,
Stop
another
talking
keyword. And then we are killing. Killing is also keyword. Ourselves in Africa. Africa is also another keyword. So that words alone, you can create almost about 3 content from it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before the post, before this game,
Yeah.
Chelsea players really have to be off social media, buddy. I mean, they've got no clue as to what they're engaging or who they're engaging with. That's John Obi Mikel. You're not talking to a Chelsea legend like that. I mean, you've not done that enough, that much, to talk about whatever on Mikel, that too. I mean, he's one of the nicest men that you could listen to.
No, don't say that. I disagree. He can be nice in some way, but he's been talking crap about this player for almost about a few weeks now. And I even sent this message.
Okay, talking Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, about Nicholas Jackson. I sent this message to a fellow Nigerian who is also a content creator, Chelsea Perspective. And you know what he said? He said, to be honest with you, John Obi Mikel deserves everything he gets from this guy, because he's been talking crap about him for the past few weeks now. But
You hear what Gary Neville had to say about United?
No,
Oh, here
sir.
we go.
Share that with
This
us.
should be interesting.
Yeah, bro. Bro, my man has a record. He has a track record of talking smack about United. So many
Actually-
legends that we're not used to be like. The one time we get legends, yeah, and we decide to tear them down if they're not happy with what's going on. Like Jackson can't even get into the Senegalese first team. We haven't seen you compete with Osimhen when we're supposed to see you compete with Osimhen in the AFCON. You're non-existent. He needs to have more straps to be talking like this. Yeah. Do you know what? In fact, let me add more on top of it. Yeah, because he wants to get disrespectful, isn't it? Let's be disrespectful. The next 5 games, yeah, I'm putting Gui ahead of you. How about that? If I was Enzo Maresca, just to show you, you're not above the team. You're not better than the team, and you're not better than the legends. Stay in your place. Be professional.
Yeah, Jackson have to be
Gui will
humble.
start the
He have
next
to be
5 games ahead of him. Yes.
I mean, imagine what these guys would be on about if they win any tournament, for that matter. Forget the Premier League. If they won Carabao Cup, or if they go about winning an EFL, I'm not sure how these guys would react. Forget the Champions League. If they win Champions League, they just won one game here. One person started talking smack even before coming to the place, coming to the venue, and the other one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bro. They have no skin in the game, bro. You know it.
They'll have to understand how this can affect things on the pitch, right? Today we let's consider ourselves to be lucky. Noni, the way that he performed today, he kind of did justice to whatever comment that he. I mean, I'd still not call it justice, but he showed it on the pitch. So people are not talking about him a lot now. I mean, they're talking more on the appreciation front. But had he had a bad game today, even the Chelsea fans would have joined the Wolves fans and then would have mocked him.
Okay.
Right?
Ryan, what do you make of the Jackson? I know you haven't said much. The Jacksons.
No worries. I've been listening to the guys. Just to give some context on John Obi Mikel, I listened to his interview. I think it was after the Chelsea Man City game when Man City beat you 2-0. He wasn't saying Jackson's a bad player. The footage I saw, he acknowledged Jackson had a good season last year, but the whole thing he's hung up about is that you need a high quality striker, because he's making comparisons to Drogba when he was a Chelsea player and all the success and the trophies that you guys won. And we've talked about this on previous streams, Nee, right? That Didier Drogba, John Obi Mikel, they're good friends with Osimhen. They're good friends with the agents, and they're trying their best to convince Osimhen to join Chelsea. The issue I have is, he can't just go on social media and bash a legend like that. Whether it's John Obi Mikel, because you need to walk the walk before you talk the talk. Essentially, he's still new to Chelsea and in the infancy of his career. So I hope somebody within the club, who manages, regulates the social media, and advises the players on their social media use, tells them to withdraw that and apologize. That's just, I think he's overstepped the mark with that. He's a role model for young children and kids and stuff. And, you shouldn't be using that kind of language.
Yeah.
Especially for an elder Chelsea legend. I think it's too much. That's just my opinion. Because I've seen what John Obi Mikel said. It was very mild.
I do have a follow-up question here for Ryan.
Give me a second. You can bring your question right after I drop it, and you can.
Bro, did you hear the things? Yeah, Alan Shearer used to say about Andy Carroll. I don't know if anyone remembers.
No, I don't remember.
I don't know if Andy Carroll used to. Oh my God, Stephen, please.
All right, I'll let VJ go.
Do you remember the slandering Andy Carroll used to go through when he signed to Liverpool?
No.
All the legends used to go hard on Andy Carroll.
Well, the whole time. He doesn't deserve to be at the football club.
Not once here you heard this guy reply. Like you don't do that.
What? Yeah. The one thing I will say, is I don't understand John Obi Mikel. 1 week he's literally saying, "Oh, I spoke to a director. The club's a mess." Then the next week, he's on his podcast or whatever, because the one last week was on beIN Sport, yeah?
He made
He said the club's a mess, spoke to a director. Then this week he's going, I spoke to Paul Winstanley, cares about the club or something like that, and all this shit. Funny how it switched up in a week. What's that about? That makes no sense.
He's a pundit now. His words here. He's not involved in the.
You know what people did,
it's flip-flop.
You know how there's links of Carney to Napoli as well, yeah? Bro, you know there's links to Carney to Napoli. So someone went, so they went, Mikel praises Paul Winstanley, Carney linked to Napoli, Osman's coming to Chelsea.
Oh, wow. Pretty deal.
I mean, it is very weird timing, and he has been saying all this stuff about Osman and Chelsea for ages and all that. What was it he said the other week? 60-40 that he'll come to Chelsea.
VJ have a question. I said he had a question for Ryan. Go for it before I interrupt you guys with the Victor Osimhen situation. I have my take on it, but go ahead. Jackson, but go ahead.
I'd like to go on a slightly different tangent here. We're talking about players. I think Ryan made a very good point on how we'll have to have someone to manage their social accounts, or at least educate them as to how we'll have to go by maintaining a public image and all of that. But a follow-up on that question, maybe anyone from the panel could answer that. Do you guys think it's the lack of leadership within the dressing room that could be a concern as to people running their mouth in the press? I mean, if there was a Terry in that dressing room, then it's not going to be someone running their mouth on the media. The next week, they're obviously going to get something nicely from Terry inside the dressing room, and then they make sure, as a captain, as a leader, they'll know how to keep the players in check as well. Not so much personnel, but then they know how to run the squad in a disciplined fashion. There are leaders who has the capability to do that, like Frank Lampard, Terry. We've all seen them do it. Do you guys think there's a lot of 21 to 25 aged member players, even lesser than that, like players in their teens, 18s, 19s? The combination of all of that, the culmination of all of that, that's good in terms of the energy that they bring in, the versatility, the freedom with which they play, the breath of fresh air. All of that is good, but on the downside, you might also have these kind of issues that pop up in terms of maintaining discipline, making sure they're not in too much of nightclubs, they're seen around. All these problems are bound to come along with the age, because people also mature with the age, right? That's my 2 cents on it. But then I'd like to hear your perspective as well. Has Chelsea failed to strike that balance within the squad? And could that be a deterrent in how we go about maintaining a stable winning run through a 38-game Premier League season?
This is what I'm gonna say on this, VJ. I mean, well said anyway. But I'll say, during the time of John Terry, the Mikel Obi, Didier Drogba's, and the rest, John Terry was never able to control whatever anyone says on social media platform. And at that time, social media was not, it wasn't so much as popular as it is now. How people use social media to tell their story, how people use social media to communicate with the media. It was all like press conference, the newspaper is where we get the information from. And now also, no one in this era that we have, no one can tell a player what to say. They have every right to say what they want to say. But if it's damaging to the club, I know definitely a club can react to it, or maybe the other parties that can read Joe's comment. But this is something personal, because this is what we have to know, that this is West African situation here. It's not just Nicholas Jackson and John Obi Mikel. It is a West African situation. There's rivalry between Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, and Nigeria themselves. There's always rivalry. So if you, John Obi Mikel, as an ex-Nigerian national team player, you're hooting for another Nigerian national team player who has not even played in the Premier League before. And more for you have to know that Nicholas Jackson did the numbers over Didier Drogba's first season at the football club. Jackson have been in the football club for just one season, and he scored double digits. Numbers were double, and he did much better than Didier Drogba's first season at Chelsea. So if you
He did
say
about
that,
1.5 times the number of Didier Drogba in the Premier League, roughly.
there you go.
Drogba
So
got
if
about 10 or 11 Prem goals, I think, and then Jackson, I
Isn't it
think
14?
17.
I think
17, yeah.
17 or 14, something like that. So
17,
if you as a pundit, who are you thinking for? You're thinking you want Victor Osimhen to come to the football club, and you're telling people, or you're telling wherever platform you're communicating with, telling them that Nicolas Jackson is not a good striker. What are you trying to talk about? That's damaging. That's insulting to that player himself, who's a Senegalese. So in Africa, a distance is very, very common, but he will react because why they call me trash? Because you're calling him trash, and it's not trash. This is fair season. He's trying to get better, and we all know Nicolas Jackson is not a striker. He turned into a striker less than a season. So I'm not condoning that reply, but I'm saying both parties need to look at what they say on social media platform.
Basically, you're saying both parties are at fault for their share of the situation.
No, it's not like that. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Because at the end of the day,
do you know what would have been more
even for the legends to become the legends, they had to go through their sticks too. Nobody liked Drogba until he became a household name.
No one's disputing that, though.
He had it hard. Like, what makes you different?
But there's an easy way you can go about this. You can literally say, Jackson's a young player who still needs time to develop, Whilst you're doing that, you can bring in someone who's been experienced and has proven they can bring the numbers, to take the pressure off of a young player's shoulders. Right?
And,
surely that's the better way of doing it, no?
Stephen, that's a very nice way of putting it, right? But had you
said I missed the time. A lot of the times you have to prove your merit, though.
No,
a lot of the times you have to leave it on the floor. A lot of the times, this is why, he's gonna get a pushback for this, whether we like it or not, because a lot of the times, even these legends, for them to have a stamped foot, on how to be respected, they went through majority of the time not being respected. Like Jackson hasn't won a Champions League for him to talk these kind of words to a legend. Nobody does that. No one really does that. And most of the players that have done that in the past they haven't really went that far. So it's a thing where, if you're gonna come in here and disrespect the legends, because they're pundits and all of that stuff, it don't make sense. Keep your emotions aside. I miss the days where players proved themselves before we even heard anything about them.
I think our point is more that Jackson has to be more respectful to Mikel and other former players, but likewise, they have to word things in a more respectful way to him because he's a current player here. And if you say things a certain way, it comes across as disrespectful. And realistically, you go on about the club as a mess. If you're talking trash, basically, about a player of that club, you're not helping. You're actually contributing to that mess.
Yeah, and we all know
both sides need to be
the
more
media
respectful to each other.
And we know how
you guys are acting like Obi Mikel has a job with Chelsea, like he's the manager.
No,
he's not the manager.
We're just
he's
saying
a pundit.
Both sides need to be more
he's
respectful.
A podcaster. He's not to be taken serious. He's another talk sport.
Exactly, that's the point. That's the point.
He's fickle. His points are fickle. They're not here to stay. They're here for the views. They're not here to make us understand what they got going on.
Exactly, and that is why our players shouldn't be reacting to these comments. Right?
Yeah.
That is exactly why we shouldn't be reacting to these comments, because you might be a Chelsea legend, not of that, but right now you're in the media industry, which means that you are expected to generate content that makes lines, that makes words. Right now, there are 5 members on this panel after 1 hour and 49 minutes talking about John Obi Mikel, who's not played for Chelsea in the last 15 years. Not because of what he did for Chelsea, because of what he said today in the media.
Did you guys hear? So sorry, VJ. Do you guys remember what Alex Ferguson said about Jordan Henderson? He said some
No, I don't
disparaging
remember.
things about Jordan Henderson in the book. Crazy stuff.
Oh, in the book, yeah.
Yeah, in the book,
Wild
Are
yeah.
you talking
stuff.
about Jordan Henderson, or are you talking about what's his name again? David
David
Beckham.
Beckham. I know he said disparaging stuff about
David
Beckham
Beckham.
as well.
Are you sure about
But
Jordan Henderson or David
he'd
Beckham?
fallen
And
out.
and
He'd fallen out
and
with
and
Beckham.
and what was their reaction towards that situation?
He said he doesn't rate David Beckham he doesn't rate him as a player. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, and David Beckham didn't go off the rails and start clapping
No.
back left, right, and center. Even for Jordan Henderson, even said he runs weird and everything. Like he would have picked him if he wasn't such a weird looking guy. Jordan Henderson didn't reply to it. Jordan Henderson went ahead and won Champions League, proved everything wrong. He
Yeah,
even gets
I remember that. But autobiography caused a lot of controversy. He had a go at Roy Keane as well when it was released. And I remember Roy Keane being very angry and responding in the media, talking about question his loyalty and all these players had given a lot for Man United and all the trophies, and how can he go back and criticize a lot of the players? So I think you got to take it with a pinch of salt. He was selling a book as well.
Right.
Exactly. So they
I
are
want to,
going to
I want to very quickly mention, just building on VJ's, I think made a good point. He just made me think.
All right, go for it. Now, read this comment.
Just to very quickly compare to Man City, because I know the way they do it, they have a leadership group. So they have a group of 5 captains, and that's picked by the players at the end of every transfer window. And presumably those 5 senior players, I think it's Bernardo Silva, Carl Walker, Ruben Dias, there's a couple of other ones as well. I assume they take on a kind of Edison as well. They take on like a mentorship kind of duty, especially for the young players. It's not just about a hierarchy of who's the captain, who's the vice captain, if there's injuries, who captains the side. They have a very much a mentorship approach, and they help, new signings adapt to the club. I know with Chelsea, I don't know if they have that kind of model. I know obviously Reece James is the captain, but because of the injury issues, Enzo is currently captaining the side, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe that's something they need to look at implementing.
Said he wants to implement a leadership thing where there's like 4 or 5 captains.
I think that's a very good idea, because something like that, to VJ's point, have a young player, advise them, this is not the right thing to post on social media. And I think they're more likely to listen to senior players within the back room, within the team, than they are a manager or an agent or fans.
Yeah, because they've been through it, so they kind of know.
Thank you very much, guys. Phantom of Minute topic. Let me read a few comments here, a few of them. Phantom said that no one will ever convince me that Clear Lake would have signed Modric if Arsenal didn't first provide the idea. According to Phantom, big up to you. Chelsea perspective in the building says hashtag Steve out. So big up to everyone here in the chat. Big up to yourself. Maya said, I'm happy for Muraska because people said he is a championship manager and he is clueless. Now everyone is hyping him. In Muraska with trust, according to Maya. Thank you, Maya, for watching the show on X. Thank you very much. Chelsea perspective said that legends should learn to speak intelligently. To Mikel it says Mikel can criticize Jackson, but not in that manner he did it. So that's how he see it. Chelsea perspective.
I think that's where a lot of us stand, right?
Yeah, I stand there.
There's a difference between the way that he's been speaking and being critical of someone is the way that I'd look at it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got to think, right, not only as a player do a lot of them get media trained, you're now working in the media. You got to be very careful with how you speak about certain players and certain things, because you don't know how certain people go react to it, right? And that's why you've got to go for the criticism approach rather than make it sound like you're absolutely slandering someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could say, like I said before, right? Jackson has not shown consistency, but he is a young player who has only just broken into European football as well, right? He only came into European football, what, 2-3 years ago, give or take?
Yeah.
Whereas Osman's been in European football for a while. He's been in a good team, yeah, and he's got numbers to prove it, right? He's been there, he's done it.
But it's not even proving that he can come to the Premier League and be a baller and get it
No,
right.
I'm not disputing that fact,
Yeah.
but I'm saying about basically it's about having a critical analysis. Like, he's young, he can develop his consistency, he can develop his goal scoring. That can come with time. But, and this is where I say about the wording, right? You can say, but would his development be aided more in having someone who's more experienced come in and teach him these things and take that weight off of him, like an Osman, for example? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about the phrasing.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where it went wrong.
I think
Maybe that's why he took it to heart so much.
You make a very, very valid point, Steve. But my point being, I'm not supporting neither, John Obi Mikel or Jackson here. All that I'm saying is, right now, what he's doing is his job, and he's paid to do that, and he's paid to create frontline newspaper headlines. But what our players are doing is biting into it, right? And that's the bad thing. That's what I want someone in the club to continue, to control, because today it's John Obi Mikel. Tomorrow, if someone else from the media wants a headline, they'll know that Chelsea guys are easier to trigger. All that we are supposed to say in one of the podcast show with a good reach is that we're going to say something personal about the player, we're going to say something bad about the player, and they're obviously going to come out and react, and that's going to have a sensation in the football community. But what's the benefit for Chelsea Football Club? You're losing focus, so that's not a benefit. That's actually a problem. But at the same time, the person who created the content, let's say, be it John Obi Mikel in this case, or anyone else, Gary Neville in their podcast, or TalkSport for that matter, they're getting headlines, they're getting conversations. They're going to use this post tomorrow that Nicholas Jackson said, and they're going to have a 1 hour episode on that. So they are doing their job better, but at the same time, you are not doing your job. You are losing your focus on the job that you need to be doing. And that is exactly where I want the senior players to start being like what Ryan mentioned, start being mentors and try to advise them as to what they need to be focusing on, right? And how to stay focused. There's going to be a lot of media attention. You're now in public forum, and there are going to be people who will talk good things, and they'll talk smack, because like Meyer here mentioned, Maresca is not a scapegoat. Today we're talking about Maresca as a superstar.
Sorry.
Yep.
I get what you both are saying, yeah. I understand what you both are saying. I get it. It makes sense, yeah, in that kind of world, doesn't it? In the ideal world. But from when you have the likes of even Lukaku, yeah, Lukaku wasn't behaving badly when he was winning. Lukaku won a lot with us when he was good. His attitude wasn't like this. He wasn't saying, forget you for you guys saying these things about me. He didn't do that. When he went to Inter, yeah, the disparaging things we were saying about him in the media, even till this day, yeah, Lukaku still hasn't replied. Even when he went to was it Roma and Inter, yeah, and redeemed his career, yeah, he still didn't reply. It shows strength in the character. Most players that reply when it comes to pundits, yeah, and legends, yeah, that didn't do much, yeah. A lot of the people that replied to them, they didn't go too far. Most of the ones that go far don't say nothing until they get there. And then when they get there, that's when we see them eat their words in real life time. Jackson needs to have the behavior. No, he needs to have the behavior, and needs to have the respect, and needs to have the patience to allow that to happen.
I tell you guys, a
he's
good.
he showed signs of bad behavior as a
I,
as a leading forward
I
attacker.
tell, I'll tell you guys a good example to compare. Erling Haaland last season. He was injured the first few months of last season, then he came back and he didn't quite, score at the rate that he had in his first season at Man City. And then, the big names in the media were all after him. Roy Keane called him a championship player, said he's a League Two player. Jamie Carragher was pretty scathing as well. I remember him saying something along the line of he's like the ultimate luxury player. He doesn't do anything other than score goals. He doesn't have an all-round abilities of like an Aguero or a Thierry Henry. You look at Erling Haaland's reaction. He just took it in his stride. He didn't react. He didn't post smack on social media. He wasn't nasty about it. He let his manager defend him. Guardiola defended him a lot in Sky interviews, saying that it's disrespectful to him. But Haaland kept quiet, and he just kept scoring goals. It's the best way to shut up your critics is on the pitch. Do your talking on the pitch.
Do your talking on the pitch is what Mr. Ryan is
Yeah,
saying.
Mason Greenwood. Yeah,
My-
Mason Greenwood is doing it right now in Marseille in France. He's carrying the same rhetoric and the same reputation from England. It just transferred over to France. We have social media now. What does he do? His first game, banks 2 goals, puts his finger on his mouth like R9 used to do. I miss my old strikers. I miss the strikers that left it all on the floor. That's what I miss. The era, these guys were too soft. They complain about everything, they cry about everything, and we have to entertain it.
The cry about spilled milk is what Makim is saying. Big up to my friend, host Train TV. He says a great panel though. Point on flick like Noni Madueke. Point on him. We'll give you a verdict on Noni Madueke's performance today. Chelsea Perspective said thank you so much, Steve. All right, Maya. Big up to you, Maya. He says, bro, Enzo Maresca is a guy. He's not icing players for no reason. He knows he's not icing players for no reason. He knows what he is doing for real. Check with Sterling's situation. Check with Modric situation, Jackson situation as well. Maya said, I know that all these players could be developed very, very well. They are committed to dying for Chelsea Football Club. Maresca started that he wants players who give 110% on and off the pitch. If the players don't allow that system, they get ice out, according to Maya. Thank you very much, Maya, for that long comments there. I know Mikel is concerned about the football club. At least we should give the owners proper sporting directors to lead us in the right direction. They have the right tools, James, but they have James that had no good that are not good enough with Stanley. Lord Stewards haven't been good enough, according to Maya. Thank you, Maya, for all the comments coming in. See, so I know McKean, I missed that era too, bro. It's too bad that that era is dead and gone, fam. Thank you, Maya, for that comment. So it looks like we're going through different era, so we have to keep it right there, isn't it? According to what Maya is trying to say, we're in a different era. That if you attack me, I'll attack you too. All right, guys, we have discussed a lot. Noni Madueke, Starman, is showing so much promises that yeah, he is the guy. He says, so what, you want to sell me 60 million? Newcastle, Juventus? Well, no, man. I deserve to be here. That's what he was saying the other day. And today, I have a hat trick. Someone said he's got more hat trick than Saka. How many hat trick did Saka have in the Premier League already? No hat trick. He hasn't scored. I think he scored.
He's done it. I think they said he's done it before Rashford. I saw that tweet.
Rashford hadn't have a hat trick yet.
No, not in the Prem. I don't think.
Rashford doesn't have a hat trick
in the Prem. He doesn't.
He's been here for almost like a decade in the Premier League.
Full time, by the way, Liverpool 2-0.
Oh yeah,
back in the top 4.
I was gonna say it back in the top 4. Chelsea should be somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Chelsea are 8th.
All right. Chelsea perspective said that Mikel wasn't just critical of Jackson. He mocked his shooting. So you see, there's so many. If you're gonna go in details and look at how Mikel really damaged his player, he felt it. He'd been listening. These players are human, just like John Mikel Obi. I'm sure Mikel Obi, one way or the other, did not even like some comments from pundits or journalists, but they reacted. But at that time, there was no social media like it is now. I'm sure if there was one, he would react one way or the other. The same way we saw from what's his name, Jadon Sancho, who also brought up his feeling. Like the manager was lying towards his performance on the, behind the scenes. So I'm sure that Nicholas Jackson also felt bad the way Mikel Obi is talking about his football club. He's talking about he himself as a young player who's trying to develop and get better. So they expect these legends to support them, but not to make mockery out of them in the way they play. Jackson have done well. He's not a striker, So that's what Chelsea perspective is saying over here. He just make a mock out of it.
He's had an assist today.
Yeah. All right. So, VJ, thank you very much for coming on. Stephen G, Mr. Ryan, good victory for Liverpool. 2 wins in a row, but it's gonna get there. You're gonna meet the Chelseas and the Arsenals and the Man Cities. We're waiting for that. What's your next game, Ryan? Who you playing?
I don't know. I need to look it up.
Civet again.
I think it's a difficult one, actually.
Civet again.
Do what I said? Who are they playing? Who are they meeting the next game?
That's what Civet.
Yeah, it's United. It's Man United.
Oh, United.
Yeah, it's at Old Trafford.
No, easy game.
Not an easy one.
They're gonna just counter attack. That's what they're gonna play. They're gonna sit deep and use Garnacho on the left hand side or whoever on the left or right. That's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna.
And then after next weekend is the international break, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just gonna make the game difficult for you guys. But that's all. They're not gonna play anything special. Play that from the back. They won't do that. So you guys, the strategy how to play United is easy. They're just gonna sit deep. There's not going to be any flair work. They will put in Delect, who hasn't played one game, but he'll be in the game. So it should be easy for Liverpool. Salah will do it again. Trust me. Salah will do it again. How are you going to get fired? You see it.
They're just going to have to, make sure that they don't counter. Manchester United do have a pretty good counter attack.
Because that's the strength of Erik ten Hag. They said he's a good coach. I don't know what he does. He's a counter-attacking coach. That's all he does. All right, VJ. Is there anything you want to say? I'll take 60 seconds from you on today's game.
I'm all good. I think it's a bright start for Chelsea Football Club. 6-2 at Molineux, not won there for 5 years, and we go there and make a statement win. By the end of the match, I couldn't see half of the Wolves fan inside the stadium, so that's a welcome sign for Chelsea. In fact, I think there were a lot of Chelsea fans than Wolves fans by the end of the game. So we're doing a great job at that, and I'm looking forward to the other games. This season, the teams are starting to link up better. Enzo seems to be knowing what he's doing, and the players seem to react, the best way possible. And both of the time when they scored first, when the opponent equalized, they had the hunger to go forward and score. So all positive signs. Looking forward for the rest of the Prem.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, today's game, you can add Liverpool to it for your summary.
I'll keep it to Chelsea. Brilliant hat trick from Madueke. I think he silenced a lot of the critics. It was a very chaotic game. I scored Palmer 3 assists. Chelsea just turned it on in the second half. So really good reaction after that disappointing loss in the first game against Man City. Some of Chelsea's football in the second half, it was really slick and free-flowing and fluid. So let's see, the formation and the team he selects for the next game, whether Joao Felix gets minutes, whether, Nkunku comes into the side, does Dewsbury Hall get a start? A lot of interesting questions about team selection coming up. But yeah, great performance, and on to the next.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. Much love to you, brother. See you on the other side. Let's go to brother Makeem, and then Enzo Miraska and Enzo Fernandez. There you go, Mr. Makeem.
Yes.
Over to you.
Okay. Okay. Enzo
How do you
Maresca.
see Enzo Miraska and Enzo Fernandez, the captain
The
extraordinaire?
captaincy. Yeah, it's the captaincy is questionable. Like one of the guys said earlier on, it's still it's still a question mark for me because I understand we win against teams like Wolves and maybe Crystal Palace, yeah. But when it's gonna come to teams like United or the top flight teams or City or it's gonna be a problem. So I just hope we find a way, to butcher the hole in the midfield every now and then and get Joao Felix to play to see how good we can go forward. And I'm not too sure about the back line. And the back line is still scary for me with Fofana and Colwell. I would like to see the Sassy there. I'd like to see some leadership there. And Jackson, I don't know. I'm a bit scared for him after what he said today. And I just hope he has a good career at Chelsea. It's just that most people that do that, they don't really, go
Yeah,
far.
you got to walk the
So
talk.
yeah, exactly. So now I just hope it's not a thing where the next striker that comes just overshadows Jackson, and then we just don't know what to do with him anymore. So he's gonna have to up his game from now on if he's gonna have to he's gonna have to have that kind of talk on him. And yeah, that's it really. Captaincy and a few other things.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you very much for man like Makeem. Thank you very much, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day. Maya said, United will cook me. They are angry about that result. Yeah, losing to Brighton. It was coming. We saw it coming. Maya said, Makeem, I know you all gave Maraska a chance, bro. According to him, we're gonna go to Stephen G.
Mhm.
Drop yours. Summarize everything for us, and 60 seconds.
Yeah, there's not really much to say really outside or well, other than what has already been said. Um, like we've all touched on, I think like first half really bad in terms of defensively, but everything in terms of the issues got fixed for the second half, and that's something that we wouldn't do last season. We were not fixing these issues at halftime. Instead, we would come out and look worse in the second half. So it's nice to see that we've got a manager who can identify the issues and then make the changes required at halftime, whether that be tactical or substitution wise, or in this case, it was both. So that's quite refreshing. But that's the main thing for me is that Maresca saw the issues, he fixed the issues.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I keep saying, with time, I think this team gets there. You add a couple of players in the last couple windows in positions where we need depth, for example. Or in strikers' case, it's more you buy someone who could be the main starter, which makes Jackson a backup, which strengthens your depth. But for certain areas, I think we still need to strengthen that depth. Striker, obviously, I think I said goalkeeper and centre back were the other two for me. So maybe we get a couple of players in to do that in the last few days of the window, especially if we sell Chalobah as expected and then Dasasi or Badiashile. But yeah, I can't really complain outside of the poor first half defensively. Like offensively, I thought we were good the whole game. We moved the ball with a lot more pace today as well. I felt the attacks were quicker. We weren't slowing it down as much. So that was another positive that I didn't touch on earlier that I'm going to add here.
Okay. So I think that's Steven G right
Mhm.
there. VJ, Steven, you adding more to it?
No, I'm done. I'm just going to say the positives were Maresca making changes and the impact of the changes that he made.
Was very huge. Very,
Yeah.
very huge. I think I don't know how many that I can count of Enzo, not Enzo, Mauricio Pochettino making substitutions for them to be that impact the game. I'll say maybe 5 changes.
Limited.
Yeah, 5 in the whole season. 5 games that Mauricio Pochettino made changes that really affected the game. I'll say maybe 5 games. But besides that, a lot of them were just bullshit, and it never affected the team. It never. VJ, you want to add any more to it?
I just wanted to say that though one Enzo looked clueless, the other one at least has some answers. So as long as it is the right Enzo, you're good.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, I want to thank all my panelists, all my guests, my special guests, and everyone that came on the show today and make this today and the show happen. I want to thank Liverpool man, Mr. Ryan, and to Stephen, Chelsea fan, and VJ, Chelsea fan. Thank you guys for making this show a better show. I did earlier on. I was just hoping that we can all jump on time because earlier on we had 60 of us watching live, and that was the time that I was trying to do something for VJ, and they couldn't make it happen. But we'll go again. Yeah, it's all right. Another time we'll see how things are working, and then we'll make it right. Because once we have all the panels ready, and when we have the people watching, that number we just keep them and keep things going. Everyone is just dropping their point to keep the numbers on. But thank each and everyone that's watching live on YouTube and X at the same time. We will be back again. We want to say Leo Desperandos.
Hang on to hope.
Hang on to hope.
Absolutely. Hang on to hope. Stephen, wake up. Stephen, wake up.
I was taking a sip of my drink. I was expecting you to carry on for another second or two.
you don't know when
I'm going to be the one
You
to say
drink my
that.
drink
It's
by
Steven
me.
Messi.
Mr. Ryan, Leo Desperandos.
Hang on to hope.
Absolutely. Hang on to hope and believe and trust.
Liverpool. Sorry.
Liverpool. No
Wrong
stop. No stop. All right, guys. I will love you all. We'll be back again same time tomorrow, Monday, 12 o'clock. Not the same time. I mean, 12 o'clock, 5 p.m. UK time, 12 o'clock Eastern time, American time. Ni will represent again. Adios. Bye for now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.